better late than never. It only took me about 6 months to talk myself into doing this video. I figured this was probably my last chance to post a 4-year update before I get into my 5-year weight loss journey. With that being said, hello and welcome to my 4.5-year weight loss journey while doing keto and low carb. In case you don't know, there is an entire playlist. For that first year of my weight loss journey, I did monthly progress videos so that way I could share what was going on, how much I had lost, what I had learned, and if anything had changed. After that, I started doing yearly videos. 1-year mark, 2-year mark, 3-year mark, and of course, we skipped the 4-year mark because there was a lot going on in here. Which brings me to this video. 4.5 years. If you want to go watch the playlist, get caught up, and see exactly how much I lost, watch the weight fall off of me. I'm going to link it in the cards and down in the description box for you. The main focus of today's video is what all has happened, been going on, what changes I've made, my current weight now, how much I've lost in total, any new developments since my last update video at the 3-year mark. At the very end of the video, that's when I'm going to go over what you need to stick around for. It's what I've learned during the past 4.5 years. This list I have compiled is something I wish someone would have handed to me at the very beginning of this journey. Now, let's start the update. Quick story time on how it all began. My weight has been a problem since I was 8 years old. I experienced a life-changing event at that age and turned to food. Since then, I have either been overweight, I've been obese, and there was even a decade-long period where I was classified as morbidly obese. When I tell you that I tried everything known to man, every product on the market, every diet available at the time, that's not an exaggeration. And I bet a lot of you know exactly where I'm coming from. In January of 2006, at 31 years of age and weighing in at over 330 pounds, I made the decision to have gastric bypass, or RNY. At the time, I had no comorbidities. I was in excellent health, except for the fact that I was classified as morbidly obese. I think it might be important that I also mention I am 5'11". For some reason, that shocks a lot of you. I've never really gone into great detail my weight loss journey with gastric bypass and how it affected me mentally, physically, emotionally. For those people that say it's the easy way out, I beg to differ. I know that weight loss surgery can be a great experience, and it has been for a lot of people. For me, it goes down in the record books as being my biggest mistake ever. But that's a story for another time. After RNY, I obeyed my doctor's orders and I followed a strict diet and lost 163 pounds. That put my weight at 167 and I was a size 4. Again, this is just my own personal experience. So what they didn't tell me in 2006 when I had weight loss surgery was the fact that after surgery, if you are not extremely careful, your stomach can stretch. It can grow back to the size it was before having RNY, meaning there was the possibility that I could gain every pound back plus more. Weight loss surgery is not a permanent fix that keeps the weight off forever. Fast forward over a decade to 2018. I had gained 65 pounds and I was weighing in at 232 pounds. I started that diet cycle all over again and continued to fail. March of 2019, I started my second attempt at keto. My first attempt at losing weight on a keto diet was that previous January, New Year's Day, and it was an epic failure. The problem was, when you researched a ketogenic diet 5 years ago, the only thing you could find was clean keto or strict keto. If there was someone on social media, YouTube, Instagram, that was showing their weight loss journey following a low-carb keto diet, it was just so perfect. That's not me. My life's not perfect, so I needed an alternative. What I consider my official start date to the first day of my keto lifestyle was March 10th, 2019. A tight size 16 and 232 pounds. I managed to lose 16 pounds in 14 days. I was hooked at that point. The problem is, I like food, and when you tell me I can't have something, my mind fixates on it, and that's all I want. So I was falling off plan, binge eating sweets or carbs, and then I was starting over instead of just throwing in the towel like I normally do. I'd heard great things about intermittent fasting and keto, combining the two, and I wanted to ramp up that weight loss. So that's what I did starting week 2. At the 1 month mark, I was down over 21 pounds. Starting month 2, I realized the sustainability factor was not there for me. Clean keto was consuming my every waking moment, tracking carbs, net carbs, fat, protein. That's a lot of work. That was the month I converted to lazy keto, and I only started focusing on net carbs. I figured out for me, to stay in maximum weight loss mode, I needed to be around 20 net carbs a day. That number is going to be different for everyone. At the end of month 2, I had managed to lose an additional 7 pounds. Month 3 weigh-in, nothing had changed from month 2, but I didn't lose a single pound, and that's normal. That's about the time you become fat adapted. You're burning fat as your fuel source, and your body's a little confused. That weight loss stall can last weeks or even several months. Another really important thing I need to mention about the 3-month mark, because that one is just a barrel o' fun. That's about the time, like I said, that your body is readjusting, trying to figure out what's going on here. For me, it manifested its shock in the form of my hair falling out in clumps. Also, completely normal. I'm going to zoom past the other month's updates. I'm going to go all the way to the 1-year mark. Was my journey perfect? And no. Was I doing dirty keto? Yes. Lazy keto? Sure. Was I doing dirty fasting? Yep. And I had incorporated diet sodas, stuff like that. And those things helped me push that fast out a little longer. In the very beginning, I did set a goal weight for myself. I believe it was 185. That still had me in the overweight range for my height at 5'11". At the 1-year mark, I had exceeded my goal, and I was at 181 pounds. I lost 51 pounds. From year 1 to year 2, I was in maintenance mode, so I did increase my net carb count. Year 2 weigh-in, I was at 165 pounds, a 67-pound weight loss. At 165, I was now lower on the scale than I had ever gotten with weight loss surgery. That was March of 2021. Do you remember 2020 and 2021? Little did I know, the fun was just beginning, because in just a few short months, I would be diagnosed out of the blue, out of nowhere, no family history, as a type 1 diabetic. Sitting here talking about it right now, even though that diagnosis was 2 years ago at this point, I'm still having a hard time adjusting and coming to terms. And in case anyone is wondering, no, my diagnosis of type 1 diabetes did not come about because I was doing a low carb or keto lifestyle. It was not brought on by my weight loss surgery either. All 3 of my doctors, even specialists like an endocrinologist, do have a theory about what brought this on, but we're not going to talk about it here today. Thankfully though, I was already on a low carb lifestyle. So even though I had to adjust to insulin and dosage, I didn't have to completely change my diet. And my doctors also believe the low carb lifestyle I was leading was the reason I did not end up in ICU, a diabetic coma, or DKA. At the 3-year mark, I was down to 155 pounds, not somewhere that I wanted to be. 155 does not look good on me at 5'11", but it was because I was having a hard time controlling my blood sugar. 3 years on keto and low carb, plus a type 1 diabetes diagnosis, gave me a 77-pound weight loss. I honestly could not tell you what my weight was at the 4-year mark, but we're going to go right to the 4.5-year mark this video today. I've actually gained weight, and I was trying to, even though it's been hard mentally to try to wrap my mind around having that number on the scale go up, because that's never been a good thing for me in the past. What I did was finally let go of the scale and put it up. I have gained in a year and a half, 3-year mark to the 4.5-year mark, 17 pounds. And I am at 172 pounds, which is a normal weight for my height, and I wear a size 8. Okay, there you have it. That's my weight loss story summed up as quickly as possible, or at least the keto low carb portion of my weight loss journey. Now it's time for all the really important things, like the advice I wish someone had given me, the honesty that I would have been able to find online when I first started. This list is long. I am going to get through them fast. Number 1, keto is not a food. So if someone says, that's not keto, I don't know what they mean by that. Because keto was initially introduced for therapeutic reasons, kids with seizures. That's not what we're doing here. Keto for weight loss can be whatever you want it to be, because what you're trying to do is convert your body into burning ketones, to become fat adapted, to burn fat as fuel, not sugar and carbs. Keto isn't a food. Truthfully, for a lot of us, it doesn't even matter what the ingredients are on a package. When your carb count is low enough, your body is going to start burning ketones and fat. You don't have to be a purist. You don't have to follow a clean keto lifestyle if you don't want to. Which brings me to this point. Every day it seems like there is new conflicting research coming out about keto. All everyone used to talk about was high fat, moderate protein, and low carb. But now you can do low carb, high protein. There are so many different varieties of a low carb keto lifestyle. So you just need to find which one works best for you. Mediterranean keto, lazy keto, dirty keto, clean keto, strict keto, carnivore, just low carb. If you start out with one of those and you realize that's not going to be sustainable, you just can't do it, try something different. Even though I lost weight really fast, 20 pounds in the first month, it would have probably came off faster if someone had have told me this: you don't need to add a ton of extra fat. If your goal is to lose weight, the fat that's on your body, keeping your carb count low so that your body is fat adapted and in a state of ketosis means it's going to burn the fat that's on you first, as long as you're not adding a ton of additional fat that it needs to burn. What? Why did no one tell me this? Another thing I wish someone would have told me day one. You know what? Before day one, before I ever started any kind of weight loss regimen, take your collagen. It's good for hair, skin, nails, and joints. Here's the important thing, and I mentioned it earlier. When you are converting your body from using carbs and sugar as its fuel source to fat, that's sort of a shock to your system. Anytime you lose a massive amount of weight, shock to your system. Any stressors, shock to your system. First thing to go, the hair. Collagen will not stop the hair loss, but it promotes new hair growth. So at that 3-month mark, when the hair is coming out, you've already got new hair growth taking its place. When my hair was coming out in clumps, I had spoke with my doctor, asked him what to do. He's the one that physically handed me perfect keto collagen and said, take this. I have tried pretty much every single collagen on the market, and this is the only one that I really like because it's not gritty and grainy. It dissolves well, it tastes good, plus it doesn't spike my blood sugar. Great news. They have gave us a discount code. It's always down in the description box. If you're watching before October 3rd, I've got even better news. Perfect Keto is offering a free sample packet kit. It's going to have their 5 best-selling collagens. That way you get to figure out which one you like. It's free. Did I mention it's free? All you have to do is pay shipping. That link, that'll take you straight to the page for the free collagen. Just pay shipping, is down in the description box. And if it is after October 3rd, 2023, then remember, there's the discount code in the description box that's going to give you a percentage off of that order. In the description box, there's a ton of discount codes from keto companies. That way you can save money. Another thing I wish someone had told me, it's not about being perfect. This lifestyle, or any lifestyle, any weight loss journey, is not about perfection. It's about consistency. It's about when you fall off plan, you start back again. Never, ever, ever give up. Think of keto as a lifestyle and not a diet, because if you're thinking of it as a diet, you're going to lose that 30 pounds. When you lose the 30 pounds, you're done with keto. You're going to go back to the standard American diet. You're going to go back to old habits. You're probably going to gain the weight back. If you want to go keto and then transfer into low carb in maintenance mode, it's easier than you think. There are so many items and recipes that are available to us now. There's a substitute for all of your high carb favorites. Especially in the beginning, keep it simple. Don't go out and buy all those products. Find some simple, easy recipes that you like, and don't overcomplicate things. Speaking of not going out and buying all of the keto products in the very beginning, the 3-month mark, that's when your taste buds also start to change. Things that you didn't like in the beginning, you start to enjoy. And things that you never liked before, Brussels sprouts, one of my favorite foods now. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare your weight loss to someone you see online, or your weight loss journey to someone who is faking a perfect weight loss journey, an influencer, or on a social media account. That's not real life. Don't let the number on the scale control you either. Take pictures and your measurements. Life is short, and you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. It could be type 1 diabetes, and that piece of birthday cake at your daughter's 2nd birthday may no longer be an option you're willing to eat because of a diagnosis. Don't miss out on those special occasions. 1 cupcake occasionally, a bowl of pasta every once in a while, even a slice of pizza is not going to be the end of the world. Losing weight isn't easy. If it were, 60% of Americans wouldn't be overweight. You got to do the hard work. Figure out what got you here in the first place. I know this sounds a little woo-woo. It is a process, and I am a work in progress. Every day, I am trying to do just a little better than the day before. I don't want to fall back into binge eating, diet cycling, and yo-yoing up and down. See a therapist. Watch self-help YouTubes. Check out the Instagram reels of people that motivate you. Learning to let go of the past traumas that caused me to turn to food in the first place has been a game changer. Well, I hope this did not turn into a 4-hour-long video like I feel it probably has. I would love it if you would subscribe if you're not already, become a member of my YouTube family, hit that like button, comment below, share this video. I keep it real over here, and I think more people online need to do that. I'm gonna let you go, but again, I really, really appreciate you sticking around and checking out today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.